From here on, I want you to open yourself to receiving.
So wait, I don't deserve it yet. Okay, I need to work hard for that.
You get rid of the clutter in your home, in your life.
When we receive our experiences and how we can train it better and help us have better results in life.
You know that every cell in your body eavesdrops on your thoughts.
Instead of being afraid, instead of like turning it away, welcome it because it's just like any other emotion.
You are powerful because of who you are and what you are, not because of who you are not.
You know how important you are. You know how important your life is.
Knowing that we are light.
You have a unique human design blueprint. You do. And it shows you your important role in the universe, what your soul purpose is, basically by showing you who you're not.
There's still one thing in our lives that we can control.
Simply make intention. Connect your issues.
Faith is not believing that God can. It is knowing that God will. So my fear has also been replaced by expectant faith.
And then life will be better.
As it has done for the past 16 years, the 2022 Build Your Power Planner continued to empower Filipinos to create lives they love and claim all the good this world has to offer. And it also has a Perks of a Bella booklet that houses lifestyle coupons for over 40 brands. When you scan the QR code, you get access to 12 safe spaces through virtual reality videos all over the Philippines. It's a wonderful respite from your inner chaos, and great with our Viviamo Spark IM virtual cardboard goggles. Get to meet certified, world-renowned, licensed professional trainers. 2022 is the year that you become.
From here on, I want you to open yourself to receiving.
So wait, I don't deserve it yet. Okay, I need to work hard for that.
You get rid of the clutter in your home, in your life.
When we receive our experiences and how we can train it better and help us have better results in life.
You know that every cell in your body eavesdrops on your thoughts.
Instead of being afraid, instead of like turning it away, welcome it because it's just like any other emotion.
You are powerful because of who you are and what you are, not because of who you are not.
You know how important you are. You know how important your life is.
Knowing that we are light.
You have a unique human design blueprint. You do. And it shows you your important role in the universe, what your soul purpose is, basically by showing you who you're not.
There's still one thing in our lives that we can control.
Simply make intention. Connect your issues.
Faith is not believing that God can. It is knowing that God will. So my fear has also been replaced by expectant faith.
And then life will be better.
Hello. Hi, good evening, everyone. It's the first Wednesday of the month. August na. Naramdaman niyo ba? August na, tapos na ang 7 months of the year. So, 5 months na lang tayo until the end of 2022. So, how has 2022 treated you guys so far? Kamusta? Ayan, sorry, fresh na fresh. Thank you. So, hello everyone. It's the 8th episode of the I Am Coaching series, and we are live at the Bell Tribe. You got this PH Coaching for Power Facebook group, Journaling with Intention, and our BDJ Studio YouTube, Crazy About Paper, and of course, a Belle de Jour Power Planner. Oo, sabi ni Facebook user, sorry, give permission to StreamYard so I can acknowledge you. Ayoko na, ang bilis ng panahon. Sobrang bilis ng panahon. Right now, parang nag-zoom bigla yung July. Um, it feels very crazy. And as you guys know, right now, nagsistart na din yung crowd funding namin for the 2023 Beldager Power Planner and the other planners that we have available. So please do check it out at shop.ilovebdj.com if you want to check out the latest deals and promos from us. So kanina nag-FB live ako this 4 p.m. and then kaya nga yun, kasama to. It's a free Triton rubber-coated 1-liter drinking bottle and we're putting inspirational stuff on the coat so it's customized that we're doing. So it's a special edition ano ba, production for this. And we're just giving it for free for the early bird buyers of our Dare to Dream kits. And this will end this Friday. Extended na yan, guys. Extended na yan. Kasi may mga nag-request for an extension. So this is it until Friday na lang siya. So if you don't get it, I cannot guarantee that you can purchase it separately, but if you will, it won't be free. And syempre gusto natin ng sulat. So as we begin a new month, we want to welcome you to a new coaching experience through our Pathway to Power Coaching IMFB Live series. And I know COVID cases are rising again, but we are still very confident. We just had a session last Saturday with I Am Love with our coach Ara because we still feel like parang a lot of activities na in-person workshops, iba talaga yung feeling ng in-person versus our online. And this was also a request by some of our Bellas to, if possible, to have us see each other na in person. So, madami naman tayong precautions. Meron tayong mga filters and that we actually do the antigen testing just before our workshop for the people who are attending. And it's 2 hours. We do the workshop together. So there's another workshop coming in 2 weeks' time, August 15th. So that's next weekend. This will be the sound bath healing and our highlighted coach for the month of August will be on the last weekend of August. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I hope you guys do join us in any of these workshops. And since face-to-face siya, meron tayong mga bonus giveaways with our workshops this round. So, ayan. So, meron tayong for the August 13 workshop, we have the meditation kit will be given for free. So you have a virtual reality guide and the virtual goggles. For the August 27, we actually have these freebies of the aromatherapy kits that you will be using and taking home. And that's what we will talk about tonight. And as you may know, syempre, paano ba natin ma-access tong coaching? The coaching is one of our pillars here in Viviamo and in BDJ because we believe that to be able to achieve your goals, kailangan natin ng mag-plan, kailangan natin mag-journal, kailangan natin mag-meditate, and kailangan natin ng coach. If you want to get there faster, do it with a master. So, I hope you guys take this opportunity to maximize kasi super special rates tayo with our coaches. And ayan. So, definitely, we want to be able to empower you to do what you want in your life and live life to the fullest. So the Pathway to Power is a program that we designed to help you move from disempowerment to dream empowerment. So some reminders kasi baka ayan sabi ni Teen Joves, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Baka kailangan ng reminder kung paano mo ba ma-access ang coaching mga free coaching that we have in your BDJ planner. So actually, you can just use your phone and scan the QR code that you have on each month. Malalaglag yung ibang mga stuff ko dito. So I'll go to punong-puno. To a certain month. Okay. So, ayan. So, isi-scan nyo lang yung QR code. After you scan it, you will be led to the website of BDJ. Pwede rin yung shortcut. Dumiretso na kayo, bdjstudio.com, and then you can sign up. And then you will get access to different kinds of content. The most basic of the content is you get your new wallpaper for the month for your phones and your desktop for our Bellas in August. And then number two, syempre, yung free coaching natin. Meron tayong video there from Miss Balot Del Rosario, who are our speaker for tonight. So this is following the topic of I am light kasi we want to be able to focus on mindfulness and meditation. There is also a workbook that you can download, worksheets that you can print out and para you can digest the lessons from Balot's video, Coach Balot's video. And last but not the least, there is a meditation video that you can use with your virtual reality. So, meron tayong set up doon na parang so you can like figure it out and think about like the things that you need to think about to be able to clear and move forward towards the future. So I hope you guys take advantage of these content that we especially prepared for you guys. So check it out at bdjstudio.com so that you can access all of these. So ayan, guys, sobrang dami. And if you guys actually also finish the course for the month, you actually get a certificate that qualifies you to a 25% discount in shop.ilovebdj. So, if why not just finish those free courses to get a 25% off. So this August, sabi ni Kyla, I've been a BDJ girl since grade 6. Now I'm working and I'm stressed. I'm lucky I got to catch this talk. So, welcome, Kyla, and we're happy to have you. So, kamusta naman ang August natin? Excited na ba kayo mag-per months? Ano ba yung common associations with August? Sa Chinese, di ba, sinasabi nila ghost month. Tapos in some of our meetings, ang dami ng ghost month jokes for the month of August. So, sa atin, ano ba ang beliefs ko dito sa ghost month? Siguro, I do agree to a certain extent that maybe there are things that you can follow, like some pamahiin, di ba? Pero, in general, I don't let that stop me. So, may just generally be extra careful, but we still do the things that we need to do. So, it's I am light for the month of August. So it's our invitation to find spark and brightness when there is a lot of darkness and pagod, overwhelmed. So yun yung feeling na mabigat na dinadala natin. Sometimes maybe there are things in our past that we have not 100% move forward from and dinadala pa din natin. So, ano yung mga ganung kind of experience nyo? Maybe we can talk about it in tonight's episode. So, definitely, we talk about mindfulness a lot of times in BDJ, right? But we do want to know or we do want to check in. Has this changed? What does it mean to really be moment to moment by moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, our bodily sensations, and being just feeling that gentle, nurturing lens. Kasi minsan, di ba, dami nating natututunan, minsan from BDJ, minsan from the other things that we we learn from. But the question is, do we really digest it? Do we really absorb, like live it out and feel it? So sometimes it's just as simple, or sometimes it's not even that simple to turn on the light. But we hope at least today, or at least tonight for our session tonight, magkaroon kayo ng cues or clues and starting point to be able to turn on the light. So, ang haba na ng intro ko, dami kong ina-explain. So, our guest for today and this month's featured BDJ host is also one of our Suki guests and coaches. You've met her in the You Got This event last year, and she's a passionate about learning and integrating mind, body, soul practices. She is a professional life and grief coach, an associate certified coach for Neuro-Linguistic Programming or NLP, and a certified prenatal, postnatal yoga and kids yoga teacher. She's also a certified level 2 aromatherapist and the regional director to the Philippines of the US-based National Association of Holistic Aromatherapy, or NAHA. She's currently completing her certifications in hypnotherapy, meditation, and mindfulness teacher training, as well as pursuing her master's in developmental psychology. She's an Ilongga by heart who graduated with a bachelor's degree in mass comm and marketing management from the University of St. LaSalle in Bacolod. So if we have watchers from Visayas, please do say hi. And her professional background includes 15 years of experience in corporate, heading marketing communications department across different industry. So she's here to help us turn our coping mechanisms to mindful habits and, like her, banish the darkness within us through practical mindfulness and meditation. In meditation as everyday tools that we can all access. So let us all welcome Coach Balot Del Rosario. Hello.
Hi there. Hi everyone.
Hi. Kamusta naman, Balot? Oh, the past
Kinabahan ako
7
sa
months.
banish the darkness.
Banish the dark.
Sometimes we also have to embrace it.
That's true, that's true. I agree, I agree. Ano, so, kamusta naman past 7 months ng 2022?
um how would I say it? There's not much difference, I think, because I take it one day at a time. I think that's what's parang the gist of what mindfulness really taught me.
Mhm.
Because life can really get overwhelming. So the past 2 weeks, we have ushered into a new routine kasi the kids started with school. My eldest
Mm.
went na to grade 1. So ang haba pala ng school hours. And it was a lot of juggling between among like both their schooling kasi you always have to be there for them online,
Mm, correct,
plus
correct.
plus plus my consultancy work and all the other stuff I do.
Ang dami nga. Tapos right now you're taking up your master's degree pa. So,
Yes. Yes. So I think to be very fair to the practice, I was able to do all these things really because of mindfulness and meditation. So I owe a lot of how I'm able to juggle to that practice. That's why I'm very passionate to talk about it.
I agree. Kasi actually, parang one of the things that parang I've realized in the past month also is really parang when you're coming from a place of clarity, parang everything somewhat flows.
Yeah.
Na parang I was like so amazed also personally na nagagawa ko yung mga certain things na hindi ko akala kaya kong gawin in a short
Yes.
span of time. And balancing, like we talked about parang, di ba, the kids, like
Yeah.
being a mom, not having help, and so on. So parang I feel like a year ago or 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do all of these things. But
Same. Oh
parang,
my gosh, same.
ngayon, di ba, parang sabi ko, kaya ko pala. Parang mga ganun, may ganung feeling. So, yeah, I agree. Kaya I agree talaga. I also feel strongly about having mindfulness practices and going into this journey of self-awareness.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share with us your story. Like, how did you start in all of these things for to refresh our viewers and our audience in BTJ?
Um, when I was talking to you guys nga, and it was all about light, it was funny because it was very ironic for me, as I was mentioning before, since I was called anak ng dilim when I was in corporate. So I only went through this whole thing in 2019. So very, very, um, feeling ko baby pa ako in the personal development space. Although I've taken a lot of, I really went down the rabbit hole. And
Mm-hmm.
my personality type, kasi if I really like it, I really would study it. And if it's beneficial to my life, and not only for me, but
Mm-mm.
also for my kids, ganyan,
Mm-mm.
I'd really go deep into it. So, and yun nga, as what you mentioned, I wouldn't have expected that I could juggle all these things I'm doing outside of corporate, and like schooling the kids and all these stuff, and also taking a lot of my courses, if I had not gone into these self-care practices that you guys have been advocating for since the start of the year, 'di ba? I think a lot of those things contribute talaga to how we are able to deal with life.
Correct,
And
correct.
I'm coming from a place where I was 15 years in corporate. I was called anak ng dilim. I was very angry. Like, hihingi lang,
Hindi
that
ko
moniker actually
ma-imagine.
did not come from me. It was from my teammates kasi hingi lang ako ng ballpen. Hoy, pahingi nga ng ballpen, ganyan. So, very angsty. They called me Tita Panchita, Miss Minchin. So,
Wow. Okay,
gano'n,
okay.
gano'n siya. And it was so funny just sharing a conversation I had. I met a yin yoga teacher, I think
Mm-mm.
2 months ago, and she was saying, "Uy, I met you before." So I was like, "Oh no, was this
Past
pre-2019
life mo.
or after 2019?" Like, "No, ano, client kita when you were in corporate." Sabi ko, "Oh no." Sabi ko, "Sorry na kung ano mang mga ginawa ko before." Kasi I was really, really um very demanding of the agencies. And these things we talk about in the past, yun nga, 7 months, and even December, in BDJ, you can't really find this back in 2007, 2010. I mean, there's not a lot of talk about being mindful or how to even apply mindfulness in a corporate setting.
Mm-mm.
So I think
Correct,
that's
correct. That's true.
the blessing in disguise of the pandemic. Kasi like, in my case now, like corporate entities would ask for these workshops to help their
Their team.
employees cope with how
Mm-mm.
they work in the office and have improvement in interpersonal relationships, and more so with how they take care of themselves. Kasi 'di ba,
Correct, correct.
unhappy employees with issues about their mental health couldn't really deliver like or perform in the office. So it's like para siyang snowball effect na rin to companies. So
Yes,
I'm very
sobrang
grateful
snowball.
that they're able to recognize
Mm-mm.
the essence of the person as the person in the office, and not just, alam mo yon, an ant in the workforce.
Mm-mm. Correct, correct.
So
Yun.
that was where I really was. And I don't know, parang if you're watching this, maybe you're meant to watch this. I really believe in that. Kasi hindi ko naman inactively pursue the self-development space. But when I got exposed into it, parang there's something in the words that I heard before that really rings true to your essence. Na parang, shucks, kailangan ko tong aralin kasi I need to have a better way of how to manage my life and how to manage stress than just drinking. So ayun nga, I was like a work hard, party harder in my younger years. And it was fun and nice at the start, but I developed autoimmune disease later on.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't know
So
that.
That was the reason. So I
Okay.
was super high stressed and my body coped with it. Kasi 'di ba the body adjusts to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how
So
willing our
I had a
body is. Yeah.
very hyperactive immune system that by the time I was wanting to get pregnant, akala ng body ko stress yung babies ko. So it was
Mm.
ejecting it. So I had two miscarriages. And parang doon na nag-start. As early as 2015. But it was like, oh, just really getting healthy because I wanted to get pregnant. It wasn't really parang
For
at my
yourself.
core. Yes,
Uh-uh.
it was still for a goal. So this time around, I felt the difference. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt it because when my students would tell me, "Uy, gusto ko lang maging kalma kagaya mo." Parang ako, talk to my friends in corporate and they would say otherwise. So that's why I have to always level the expectation. Kailan mo ako na-meet? Kasi you must have met a different person if it was prior 2019.
Nakakatawa. But I do, parang it's very interesting, no, how different or how much we've grown
Yeah.
because of parang different circumstances. Ako, I don't know naman kung anak nag-deliver, but I would also say that a lot of suppliers also, and parang people that I work with would also feel like I'm very parang demanding, high expectations, and so on. And to be fair, hindi naman, it's not something I really honestly apologize for. But
Mm.
there's really a different way right
Yes.
now that we've learned, and I guess parang maybe that's also a part of us maturing and growing older.
And also, I think it's really part of the whole journey. Kasi you get to appreciate like the things that we learn now because of
Mm-hmm.
where we came from.
Correct,
Tapos
correct.
yun nga,
Yes.
like you, I did not parang kunwari if someone would ask me, "Oh, if you rewind, 'di ba, time, would you do it differently?" And I would really say I won't because I really enjoyed that time when I was that person because that was the person who made me thrive in corporate, coming from Bacolod, promding promdi. So you have to like paano ba like climbing the corporate ladder and stuff like that. So that persona has to be there. But
Correct.
knowing what I know now, there could have been another way, not better, another way, parang to like liaise with the people you work with, and a better way to ask for a ball pen.
Yeah. So ngayon, parang I guess part of like what we want to talk about with I Am Light is really going through our mindfulness journey. Like a lot of times parang people when we talk about mindfulness, syempre yung what comes to mind is really meditation, right?
Mm.
And definitely parang I know a lot of people know already na ang dami naman talaga benefits ng meditation. Pero nagiging challenge talaga siya in really executing meditation. Meron ka bang suggestions or how to uncover blocks when you want to
Yeah.
go into a meditation practice?
Technically kasi mindfulness is not just meditation.
Correct.
Parang people interchange them a lot, but
Yes.
iba well, there are different ways of looking at it. I'm speaking as a yoga teacher and I'm speaking as a meditation teacher because in yoga, meditation is really a way to empty the mind and like really reach spiritual enlightenment, which is very very deep. And in the western side, it's really just meant to focus your mind. So it's a practice. So it's a practice of focusing your mind on one thing. Like for example, in meditation, your breath or an object in front of you. But in some cases kasi, it can get overwhelming because especially when you're so used to your mind na always talking, it's so
Mm-hmm.
hard to pause and slow down.
Correct, correct.
The beauty about mindfulness naman is when you really study it and go into it, you'll realize that it's a way of life and it's not just practice of sitting down. because you can be very mindful, checking in with your emotions, checking in with your thoughts while I'm parenting, while you are dealing with an office mate, while you're doing your work. And there's so many kinds of mindfulness practices. Like yoga is a mindfulness practice because you're able to like tune in to your emotions, to the physical body at that specific moment. Gardening is one of my most favorite, sobrang plantita, um, kind of mindfulness practice. I focus my mind to the gardening itself in that present moment, and I enjoy that moment without having to think about anything aside from gardening. So it doesn't really need to be meditation per se. It's just meditation is just one technique for mindfulness, but there's so many ways that you can apply mindfulness in your life, because the the meaning of mindfulness is just really about purposeful awareness. So you're trying to be aware of whatever it is that you direct your attention to. And I guess that's the reason why so many people can achieve so many things when they practice mindfulness and meditation, because they're able to focus their mind. Mas alam mo yung there's this during that time they were everyone was talking about, even when I was doing job descriptions, you have to be a multitasker. But now companies really would want you to like focus, because focused work
Yes.
mas productive, and you get to
Effective.
have a more,
Oh,
yeah, effective, and your output becomes more robust, and alam mo yun, you really put your whole heart and mind into it. So
correct,
you're
correct. Yeah.
focusing yourself in that, and that in itself is mindfulness. And it's always about checking in with your inner and outer states. So, in one of the workshops I gave, as an example, kunwari, like I saw kanina, there's one who's working and she's stressed, and there could be a lot of stressors at work, 'di ba? So, in one of the workshops I did for my corporate client, we were talking about, like kunwari, may balot ka sa buhay mo, nahihingi lang ng ballpen. Akin na nga, ganyan. And if you're not being mindful, we would feel na it's attack against our person. Pag sinabihan ka ng gano'n, 'di ba, ma-offend ka, like, "Bakit ba siya ganyan? Galit ba siya sa'kin?" Ganyan, ganyan. But in many cases, mindfulness gives you the space to respond and not to react agad. So it's not a knee-jerk reaction, parang, "Ay, galit siya sa'kin, so bubwisitin ko rin siya," or something like that. So mindfulness gives you that space of evaluating what is really right here in front of me. Is this about me or is this about that person? Kasi in if you really go into the teachings of mindfulness, ang dami niyang layers. Like it teaches you acceptance, it teaches you um non-judgment, patience even, generosity, and compassion towards other people. Kasi for example, that person na galit sa mundo, they also have, if you're being mindful, and me kasi I attach my mindfulness practice with the things I learned in NLP. And one of the things that I learned in NLP is that not everyone would operate on the same map. So kunwari, that person who is galit nung humingi siya ng ballpen, it's not really about, it's not a reaction to the person na hiningan niya ng ballpen kaya galit siya. So maybe she was stuck in traffic before she got to the office and nasa fight or flight response mode na siya, or nag-away
Correct.
sila ng husband niya, inaway siya ng mommy niya, may sakit anak niya. So there's a lot of things that we don't know that may operate behind the scene. So being mindful allows us to pause. Wait lang. And really remind us na siguro I would say 99% of the time it's not about us. It's about that person and how her or his day went, or their programming, their consciousness, or natitrigger siya sa mukha mo by some past ewan ko, kamukha mo ex niya or something. So maraming wala na sa surface that we don't know. So mindfulness gives us that compassion na parang, okay, wait, should I react and I will parang retaliate with an offensive remark? Or do I respond with compassion? Or do I respond with kindness? And just back off and, just let them be. And, it's very hard to be very honest. I mean, I've been in this practice for like 2 years, and I think my greatest teachers are my kids. Kasi, I
Sila
swear.
talaga yung nagte-test ng patience mo.
Yes. And when sometimes kasi people are so scared to start kasi feeling nila when they fail, it's failure. In
Correct.
NLP,
Yeah.
when you fail, it's not failure, it's feedback of what you have to do better the next time. So like in
Correct.
my
Yes.
case, nararamdaman ko na. So I'm very, very attuned to my body. So mindful na, ayan na, umaakit na yung nagsha-shallow. So that's how mindfulness is. You are being very present and aware
Noticing.
with, yeah,
Uh-huh.
noticing the effects on your body. Ayan na, nagsha-shallow breathing na ako. Nafe-feel ko na umiinit yung tenga ko. And when you are mindful of these things, you're able to respond better. So what do I do?
Yes.
Sometimes I still fail because it's not really perfection we're looking for. And sometimes I yell at the
Yes.
kids and then you go into this, oh my gosh. 'Di ba? So you regret it, you regret it. But then it's an opportunity for us to learn how to handle it better the next time. And I always see mindfulness as para siyang springboard to introspection. Bakit ba ako
Mm-mm.
na-trigger? So andun
Correct.
na, the
Agree.
journaling comes in. Bakit ba ako na-trigger? Anong kinaka-trigger ko? So it opens up space and uncovers parts of yourself na, uy, kailangan mo pala ng healing dyan. Na parang, ano ba yung nag-trigger sa'yo na person na yan, sa person na yan? So, you must look into yourself first and see why it's causing you so much distress.
Mm-mm.
So, yun. So, whenever I yell at my kids or ganyan, then I would journal. So, ang dami kong journal about my kids. And then I'm asking sorry. So hopefully when they grow up, they will see it.
They'll read it.
Yeah, diba? They will read it. But in the process, I was able to like really notice the emotion na parang nagbabubble
Mm-mm.
talaga na. Alam mo yun, naiinis ka na. And I would
Correct.
call on help. Like I would ask my husband, time out. Ikaw muna. So one of the things that you can do whenever you're in this situation, like in an argument in an office, ganun, is to pattern interrupt. Remove yourself from the situation. Kasi if hindi, pag ganyan, magsasalpukan lang and it will balloon to something really big. And especially with emotions, pag finid mo, it's like feeding fire. So, dagdagan mo pa ng dagdagan ng trigger until hindi mo na siya makontrol. So, one of the best ways, mindful ways to be able to cope in these situations is to remove yourself from the situation. I don't know. Walk. Me, I would always like, I would go to the banyo. I would go to our restroom and I would shout. So I would really shout because I needed to release because
Release
the
the
emotions
energy,
are there
diba?
eh.
The
It's
emotion.
it's
Yeah.
hard. Pag binottle up mo yan, feeling ko ma-heart attack ako. And I know that it will come out in other forms. So I would shout at a pillow, like or just do something else. In many cases, sitting down in meditation actually helps a lot. So I would turn on my Spotify playlist, yung mga umuulan diyan. I would smell my favorite essential oil just to ground me back and go back to my breathing. Kasi in moments of stress, you'll realize that your breathing really becomes erratic. And the way to regulate your emotions and to regulate your body is to breathe. It's
Correct.
super cheap, it's very accessible, And really, deep breathing helps regulate not only your body. So, 'di ba, when we are in stress kasi our body responds. Umiinit tenga natin, our cheeks are flushed, we can feel the anger in our hearts. And when we do breathing, it helps regulate all our internal systems. And
Mhm.
aside from that, yun nga, you don't even need to close your eyes. So for those of you who are scared na, oh my gosh, meditation, you need to sit for, I have a student who's a bank manager. Um, and I was telling her, because she's also juggling, she has two kids and she goes to work, ganyan. And I told her, just try, parang 5 minutes lang. When you wake up, pag hindi pa sila gising, that's the perfect time kasi wala pang distraction. At least for me. I mean, you have to find the perfect time for you as well. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So sinabi niya na just 5 minutes of breathing and being on her own, with her own self and no one else, no kids, no traffic, no anything, really helped her in so many ways. Na parang alam mo yung having that time of calm in your in
Mhm.
your in your day na hindi ka naman tulog. Na
Correct, correct.
really purposeful. It's really very intentional. Okay, I'm setting this time and space for myself to feel relaxed. And this is not commercialized self-care, bubble bath, ganyan, 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 ganyan. Self-care for me talaga is really how you nourish your body, mind, and spirit. And for some people, it could be shower, 'di ba? Or it could be yun nga, aromatherapy. It's not necessary, but if you like oils, why not? If you have it there, you can breathe it in. And for some, it's journaling. I find journaling also very therapeutic. Uh,
Mhm.
if hindi ka makasigaw, isigaw mo sa papel. And it's a way of unloading your
Yes,
thoughts.
definitely. Kailangan talaga ng
Yeah.
release. Yeah.
And it's so amazing when you look back at your journal. Parang my journals from BDJ before na parang scribble-scribble. And then you'll see how far you've come. Kasi when you look at it, parang, wala namang nangyayari, ganyan. But when I look at my entries 2 years ago, 4 years ago, pinagtatawanan ko sarili ko kasi parang, "Oh my gosh, ang anak ng dilim mo. You're so angsty," ganyan, ganyan. Dami mong hanash sa buhay. But life is so, alam mo yun, really looking at the blessings in front of you, being mindful. Because in like there's a philosophy of a lot of things, well, all things are impermanent. So when bad things happen, you have to be mindful that they won't last. And when good things happen, you also have to be mindful that they won't last forever. So it gives you that, yes, moment to moment awareness of really basking in the ingratitude or appreciation
Mhm.
when good things happen, and holding on to your strength and inner light when darkness is there. um in one of my coaching sessions, parang sometimes kasi when we are in this really dark place, parang wala na tayong ibang nakikita, just really darkness. And there's always this one question that I ask, parang, you're here, are there any instances in the past that you have been so down, and how were you able to rise from it? Because for sure all of us would have those moments in our lives na akala natin lang, since we were able to overcome it, akala natin hindi natin siya magagamit now. But we could get strength from those experiences to move forward from whatever challenges we have. So
Mhm.
it's not just really about being in the present moment, mindfulness for me. It has gone so much deeper that it gives you nga the opportunity. It opens the door for you to know more about yourself. Kasi when you are mindful na, when you start kasi being mindful of how you think, even how your body reacts. Like me, for example, alam ko if my headache comes from walang tulog or from stress or from hormones. or from the food that I
Galing.
ate. Kasi like, kunwari, pag left side, hormones yun. So, monthly, pag andito yung headache ko, that means stress. And that comes from being mindful of your body. And
Yeah.
and it's a very good pair, mindfulness and journaling. Kasi you're able to track, nung araw na 'to masakit ulo ko, ganyan-ganyan. So you're able to feel your outer state and your inner state, and you'll see patterns. And when you see
Mm-mm.
patterns, you know now how you can calibrate or how you can change it or reinforce it if it's a good habit. So, yun, that's why I think mindfulness and not even meditation. So because a lot of people nga are so scared of meditation, don't be.
Meditation. Yeah.
Um because I think in a way it's also very much glamorized, but it's just really sitting down and listening to your breath. For some people, they go as far as enlightenment, ganyan. So, mindfulness would teach you to let go of the attachment, to let go of the outcome, and just really enjoy that space.
That moment, that's I
Yeah, that moment
remember
of
also parang yung meditation, yun nga. It's not naman necessarily super quiet na parang wala kang ginagawa na like staring into space. Like minsan like cleaning, like si, diba, one of our partners in Viviamo, si M, like parang
mm,
her form of meditation is cleaning the bathroom. Like just getting lost in that parang space at
yeah.
parang, diba, cleaning. Tapos parang may joke pa kami na barkada na parang, oh, pag nasa-stress ka, baka gusto mo bumisita sa bahay namin, parang gano'n. Or maglinis ng bathroom. Kasi yun di ba, yung meditation. So, parang it doesn't necessarily have to be like this, as you said, this glamorized version na parang
Mm-mm.
super quiet na naka-zen
Yes.
position ka or
Yes.
whatever. It's really just like choosing what kind of activity that you can be, um,
Focus your mind in.
yeah, deliberate, intentional, so that you
Yes.
can focus and ano, so you can like practice the
Mm-mm.
mindfulness nga. And
And
I
for
guess
some
yun nga eh,
people, and for some people, um, there are people who can't stand closing
being
their eyes
still.
because they might have traumas in the past.
Mm-mm.
So when I do my meditation, you don't really need to close your eyes if you don't feel safe. Because the purpose of meditation is actually to let your body feel safe and being at home with itself. Pero kung may trauma ka, kunwari, with darkness or with closing your eyes, so parang it defeats the purpose, di ba? So then you can
Oo,
go
oo.
on to other kinds of meditation. There's like movement meditation,
Yeah, I remember
I
movement.
love walking meditation. So just really concentrating on the walking itself and basking yourself in nature. Um, so there are many ways on how you can focus your mind, which is really the intention of meditation. As a tool for reducing stress, helping with anxiety, because in every second, 'di ba, our mind processes a lot of stuff. So by focusing on one thing, whether that be cleaning, like your friend, or gardening, or like walking, or for some, 'di ba, tai chi, uh, um, or for some dancing, like yung mga very, for some of your dancers, that could be your form of meditation because you're focusing your whole body, mind, and soul into a practice that gets you in flow and makes you feel safe and makes you focus your mind. So, so yun. I mean, the yogis in the Himalaya would have very different meaning of meditation, but I like Tats and I were always saying now we have to incorporate tools that could address the concerns of the here and the now. Kasi wala naman tayo sa bundok. And I mean, we're not
Correct,
really like
correct.
hardcore
Yes.
yogis. My yin yoga teacher would call us urban yogis because we have to like
Adjust
to,
to the
diba, adjust
current,
to our
yeah.
current, like if you have kids, how can you sit 1 hour in meditation? I mean, who said that that is the right thing to do? So as long
Correct,
as the
correct.
practice is giving you relief from the daily stresses of life and lets you focus. Sa start talaga nakakatawa, 'di ba, Dar? Parang ano 'to? Tama ba 'tong ginagawa ko? Wala namang nangyayari.
You'll
But
question yourself eh. Yeah.
but don't give up kasi you will feel the effects siguro months, for some people years after. Pero you'll realize that it really cascades to everything that you do. Because I wouldn't have thought yung mga post ko dati, yung mga sa mga Facebook memories, ganyan. So many things, too little time, ganyan-ganyan. And now, I'm juggling so many stuff. Tapos
More
parang,
things than before.
kaya pala.
Correct, correct.
Because I don't know, meditation and mindfulness really helps you have laser focus on the things that you would like to do. And I guess it's also from the whole personal development na parang if you set your mind into things that you
On
do,
some,
na parang
yeah.
the I can na
Mm-hmm.
attitude, 'di ba? And you really get things done. So you start really
Yes.
with positivity.
Yeah. Ako, I really agree na parang it's very important. Like, I guess what meditation, mindfulness, or and mindfulness, what they really bring to the table is really just getting us into that sense of focus in terms of what needs to be done in our lives by parang, but first, I guess focusing on ourselves and aligning our mind, body, and spirit. I really like that what you said about it kasi I feel like parang yun nga, hindi siya parang you're being mindful that you just want to align yourself.
Yes.
And then somewhat everything will just flow a bit more clearly. But reminder also to everyone, as Coach Balot mentioned, hindi rin siya the same time frame with everyone. So to
Yes.
some people it might be 1 week the effect, some people it might be couple of days, some people it might be months and even years. But it's really all about experimenting eh, 'di ba? What will work for you? What will empower you? What will give you clarity? What would make you feel more aligned to yourself, 'di ba? So very important lessons, guys. And siguro last question before we talk about our workshop at the end of the month, Coach Balot. Parang would you say there's like a overkill naman of mindfulness and meditation, like on the extreme side?
Um I think we can use more of it. I feel like for those of us who are parang exposed to it, we feel like parang it's an overkill. But I realize that there's still so many people who have not benefited from mindfulness and meditation. It's nice to see news of schools integrating mindfulness and meditation into their curriculum kasi it
Mm-mm.
really helps kids. And there's a lot of parang animations na, cartoons,
Yeah, correct, correct.
and my kids, like 4 years old, meron siyang we do that kasi like in mindfulness, like the jar of emotions. So
Mm-hmm.
this is your emotion when you're angry, ganyan ganyan, and when you breathe, the all the glitters go down and settle. So it's a mindfulness practice, breathing, letting your emotions settle, ganyan. So there are cartoons na parang
May
and
ganun na.
my
Yeah.
daughter would ask me to make her a glitter jar. She calls it a glitter jar. So when she's angry, she would ask for her glitter jar and do
And
breath
she'll
work.
shake it.
Yes, and she'll shake. Oh, that's how you feel, but you have to breathe in, breathe out, ganyan. Overkill. I wouldn't say overkill. For some, maybe as what I said, parang glamorized lang. That it's too glamorized na that's why people get intimidated by it, when really it's like, for example, meditation is really just going inside yourself. And if it's really hard for you to do that, tuning into yourself at first, just really focusing on your breath, it's very unglamorized, you're just breathing.
Mm, I
'Di ba?
agree, I agree. Yeah. I
um
think parang bottom line, I guess, with a lot of the meditation is really authenticity eh, 'di ba? The
yes,
realness na
yes.
parang You're not doing it so that you can post in social media that you
True.
meditated or that you did this or you did that, but
Yeah.
rather it's really you feeling that connection to yourself.
Mm.
I
And in
think
that
that's
sense pa, parang like kunwari with a more traditional meditation like there's visualization meditation, metta, loving
mm-mm,
kindness.
mm-mm.
Um you also look for something that is aligned to you. Kasi like kunwari me, nung start, I couldn't work with visualization meditation kasi sobrang lala ko sa visualization. So parang it really doesn't work. I love the body awareness kasi I'm very earthy, Taurus, ganyan. So I need to like feel my body, ganyan, because I'm always in my head. So that
Mm-mm.
resonated with me. So you have to look for what resonates with you. It could be breathing, it could be movement meditation nga. And
It
there's
could be the
really no,
sense or the
yeah, the
aromatherapy.
sense. And for me, like forever, forever there. Um, and yeah, there's so many tools that, as what you said, nga, it takes a little bit of experimentation. And I think that's where the fun is, di ba? Na parang, uy,
Yes,
I'll
correct,
discover
correct.
what works for me.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I really encourage it, even with aromatherapy. Now, kunwari, di ba, there are like, oh, wag kang bumili ng oil na to kasi mabaho to, ganyan-ganyan. Or just try it also for yourself and see, kasi there are some oils na a lot of people do not like, but it's one of my favorite. Like, it's amoy, amoy lupa. It's petrichor, amoy ng lupa after ng ulan. So, yun yung favorite ko. It's patchouli. And had I listened to like reviews na it's so baho, ganyan-ganyan, Coach Tats and I are talking about it, like, oh my God, amoy lupa, ganyan-ganyan. Sabi ko, ano ko ba? Favorite ko yun. So, if you don't experiment, you wouldn't know if something is really for you and if you just believe all the talks outside. So I guess that's also what mindfulness really teaches us, di ba? Na really find your inner guidance because you are tuning
Mm-hmm.
into your own thoughts, emotions, and di ba? And your feelings.
Correct, correct. Ayun. So, we'll take this time, Coach Balot, we'll invite everyone to attend. So, we have a face-to-face workshop, guys, on August 27. It's purpose and sense. So, it's like really, as you've heard about the journey of Coach Balot, na parang, yun nga, 50 years na, ano yung sabi mo, anak ng dilim.
15
And
years na
now,
anak
she's,
ng dilim.
ah, tapos ngayon, parang transformed that I am light. And really finding clarity in your purpose, your true north, your values, and going deep so that, and connecting it with certain sense. Kasi ako naman, what I appreciated with what you've designed, Coach Balot, is really na sometimes, kailangan talaga natin ng reminders, 'di ba? So, if we're too used to too much visual stimulation or minsan sobra dami nating Zoom calls, it's all audio, scent is some one of the things that is not as often used eh.
Yes.
And yet, it parang triggers memories like kung ano pag naamoy mo yung certain scent ng lola mo, lolo mo, 'di ba? Sila yung naaalala mo and it
Yeah.
eh, um evokes a lot of emotions and feelings. So, what I appreciate with this workshop nga na parang the aromatherapy, once you're able to lock it in with your purpose, maybe just smelling it will remind you what your purpose
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. We
Diba?
do it a lot in NLP. We call it anchors. I even do it with my kids. So for those of you, or even for those of you who are still studying, na parang I would always diffuse, kunwari, a sweet orange essential oil whenever they are studying, so that whenever they smell that oil, they would associate it and anchor it on studying. So parang ganon. So like me, I have it automatically evokes nga kasi as what you said, emotion, or even works with your mind. Like when I smell frankincense or patchouli, I know it's meditation time. So parang even before I sit down on my meditation mat,
Mm-mm.
um
Yung
I
mind mo
already,
nag-adjust na.
oo, meron ng calibration sa mind mo na okay, it's time to like slow down.
Correct,
So
correct.
same with all of these. I mean, you see, when you search, there are blends for abundance. There are other. Basta, it's a very fun way because they say that the more you engage the senses in the work that you do, the more it
Mm-hmm.
becomes parang more tangible and easier for you to like achieve or manifest. Kasi you can
Yeah.
smell it, you can see
You
it,
can
like your
feel
vision
it,
boards, you
it,
can
yeah.
feel it. So, so yeah, super
Ayun.
excited.
So, very exciting workshop, guys, on August 27. And yes, you will be able to play with scents because this is a real face to face workshop. And then you'll be able to take home the scents that will be representative of your true purpose. Sabi nga ni Coach Balot kasi sometimes you need to test like which scent smells really good for you.
Yeah, and I'll
So,
bring like my so that we can do a lot of scent tests. I have like siguro mga 200 oils.
magdadala
um
din ako, may pangdagdag din ako diyan.
Yeah, 'di ba? So you can get to see like a lot of people are into floral, a lot
Mm,
are into parang woody or incense kind of aroma. So you get to also see which ones work for you best.
correct, correct. So there, guys. I hope you guys do check them out. There's a lot of freebies that you can take home when you attend and get this workshop. So please do check in the link below. I am Light, the mindfulness and meditation aromatherapy workshop at go.ilovebdj.com/aromatherapy workshop. So this is happening on August 27, and I hope you guys take this opportunity kasi hindi naman to every day, hindi rin to every month. And don't worry for people who have concerns regarding COVID because of the rising cases. Please note that we are doing antigen testing for the attendees, and we also do have a filter, a NASA, ano, binento yung filter. Pero NASA quality filter, something something siya. So it's very cool. So and so far so good. Knock on wood. Like we had a great session last Saturday with Coach Ara. And 2 weeks from now, so, di ba sinabi, in-explain ko to, Coach Balot, very interesting. And nagkataon na ito yung series natin ng face-to-face workshop. Si Coach Ara, face, visual, di ba? Using your eyes. Yung next weekend, not this weekend, next
Yes,
weekend, si Coach Miko,
Nico,
sound.
sound.
So,
Right,
sound
right.
healing, guys. Ito, sound healing. So, go.ilovebdj.com/soundbath workshop. And then sa'yo, sense of smell.
Yeah.
So,
Galing.
ayan. Diba? Parang, yeah, I think initially it wasn't really intentional. Tapos parang nagulat na lang kami, it fell into place na, oo nga no, let's try to reactivate everything. Especially now that we're trying to recover, coming from the pandemic, trying to absorb na parang, okay, this is really part of our new normal na talaga. And
Yeah.
parang, it's time guys, time to get out of our homes and face the world. Ayan. So, thank you, Coach Balot. Do you have any
Thank
final
you,
words that you want to
Dar.
share to all our viewers today?
Um, I guess what I would like to leave with you tonight is um parang gather as much tools as you have as you can for self-care. So may that be mindfulness and meditation, aromatherapy, sound bath, makeup even because you know beauty, 'di ba? It has really high vibrations as well. And all you'll never really know kasi what would benefit you. And I think that this whole coaching series is a preview on what is out there for you to discover because I mean, I got in late. So late. I was like 2019. Ilang taon na ba ako noon? Like 35. So parang I I I would have wanted to learn about all these things earlier. but divine timing. So you just have to accept wherever parang this journey meets you. But
Yes,
being
agree.
here and being introduced to all of these things that Dar and her team have given the past, diba? Since December, it's something that could really be transformational. And diba, the free coaching series pa lang, if you would really want to have a better grip on your life, on how you could handle stress better, those are springboards, as I always mention. And then you can take it to whatever rabbit hole you want it
To take
to
it.
lead to. Yeah, diba? But it really takes a first step from you guys. 'Di ba, coaches can only guide you, but the intention and the action would really come from the person. So I hope that you take advantage of all these really amazing stuff that BDJ has for you and for all of us. And I hope to see you on August 27. And let's sniff oils with social distancing.
With the
But
NASA
it's still gonna be
filter
fun.
and
It's
then
still gonna be fun.
it's definitely gonna be fun. So guys, I will leave you with the final words with Amit Ray. Life is a dance. Mindfulness is witnessing that dance. So we are excited. We want to be able to dance with you through the slow, the fast, and the beating sounds of life. And that's why we make it a point to remind you that you deserve to nurture yourself and that we believe in you. So we hope that tonight's IMFB live session makes you want to witness your own light shine bright as ever. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach Balat,
Thank
and
you. Thank you,
see you
Dar.
guys.